Yeah, so anyway, we're talking today. We're talking about how effective action management can increase productivity in a business. It's obviously something that ties in quite well with us within our app.
Definitely.
We offer some features surrounding that in terms of adaptability, cost savings, quality measures, allocation of tasks to staff. We had a meeting just last week with a customer who runs morning meetings and weekly meetings and monthly meetings with effective action management lists, and how they're struggling to keep up with that. With a traditional paper-based system, or allocating tasks via email on Microsoft Teams on spreadsheets. And they're really struggling to action the high level tasks and keep track of what they've done, what they haven't done, set timescales against certain tasks. And that's something that I think we could really help them potentially with. And we showed them some action management areas within our system, and he was really impressed by that. So hopefully we can get them on a trial. That would be great.
Yeah, I think that's the next steps. And you know what's always really satisfying, it probably comes across on here, is I love when someone else is talking about their real world having the same problems that I had in the tiered kind of management system and the daily stand-up meetings, and then talking about what data have we got and what actions are we taking and can we track those actions, and finding that they can't very well, and that's a real problem. It sort of reinforces why we're doing what we're doing. And I think the next steps of a trial with that customer are really going to make a difference for them. Categorizing the different problems, using the 3C management, with the concern, the cause, and the countermeasure. It just really simple stuff, but making that effective for them and getting them off whiteboards and spreadsheets and data entry is powerful for them, which is then powerful for more than that. So yeah, really pleased to see the problem.
Yeah, it's that better collaboration within a business, isn't it? And setting clear actions to people that then fosters better communication within the business among team members. As you as a team, you can track your progress from your peers, people that might work under you. Obviously, then you can track your own progress. It really allows, if you can effectively manage your tasks on a daily basis and not just end up overloaded with loads of stuff to do written down everywhere, because that's not very effective, is it?
It's definitely not. I mean, can you remember I've told you about the kind of the in story, so I can hear you groan at that end there, Callum. But it's when I was in a particular business, a big business that had 15 different daily stand-up meetings that then came to a morning meeting. And when I
meetings about having meetings,
having meetings, all that tiered structure, the gembas and so on. And then when it got to the morning meeting, and then what happened repeatedly was there was a lack of clarity, and then people would say, "Can you take the action? Can you take the action? Can you take the action?" And that made me sort of wild, because you were just filling the gap and would notoriously arrive at different quality problems or logistics problems, and as maintenance be trying to solve everybody's problems. And that took me to the point of actually maintaining a spreadsheet, and I established that the maintenance department were taking 80% of the morning meeting actions and then redirecting them 24 hours later, which meant that it took 24 hours to get the right person working on the right job. And then we had no way of measuring the process forward to see how quickly they were. It was just a daily repeat. Have you done that yet? Have you done it yet? So it was really poor, and it wasn't driving performance. So yeah, it's really good that we're kind of creating some tools that can work in those morning meetings and those stand-up meetings. Keep people accountable and keep people working on the right thing with real clarity.
Yeah, it's interesting to see the adaptability of some people that we're working with as well, have taken our solution perhaps that's far more efficient than traditional methods of active actions, of action management and allocating tasks, and how they're so easily to adapt. It's so easy for people to adapt a lot of the time and go, wow, this is great, and just pick that up, and it doesn't really take any training. It's right in front of them. And easy adaptability is so, well, you've just thumbs up there.
Oh, sorry, it's kind of, it's me just.
No, it just popped up on the screen
there,
like a massive thumbs up icon. I hope the recording got that. That was really quite good.
I have no idea. The power of technology.
Yeah, but there you go, talking about adaptability, and then teams suddenly seen that Mitch had a thumbs up and done that for us. So
Is
that
that what
fitted
it
quite
did?
well,
Oh,
actually.
God, dear me, I like that.
But
I like that.
we're trying to adapt to modern procedures and always improve and work towards better practices is key in any business, isn't it?
Yeah, well, I think the thing we've got to remember every time, Callum, when we come around and have a conversation about it, is we're making it so easy. So it's sort of when people are there at a meeting with a clipboard or taking notes or doing things on fag packety rubbish stuff, and then they suddenly jump to an app and they go, "Oh, this is really easy
Hmm.
to add. This is really easy to see that the notification went across in the other person's direction. So they now have a hold of that action and they're aware of it and they're tracking it. That's because of what we're doing. That's the tool we're creating. So it drives a behavior, and the behavior drives the right corrective action, and that's the fix that drops the productivity and cost management. So it's very satisfactory to say we've now got that part of the product working in a way that's really effective, and we can see the results of that.
Trying to use that technology as a leverage point, isn't it? And look at things that are just a bit more modernized. It's you just held your notebook up there. It's paper and pen is great, but what happens if you write something down and you lose it, and then where's that bit? That happened to you last week, I think. You had a meeting with somebody, and it was we were on a meeting earlier this morning. It was like, Steve, where's that stuff you wrote down yesterday? Oh, I don't know. I wrote it down on a bit of paper somewhere. It's gone.
Yeah,
I mean,
and I had to spend time relocating it. It was in my laptop bag. It was in between other pieces of paper
yeah.
because I didn't take my actions in the right way. Um, yeah, this is sort of embarrassing, but absolutely is the right thing. It's a great little example. That's what people are going through on the shop floor all of the time. And if you can allocate that and make it visible and get it in front of people, the likelihood of people getting it right and being more efficient at following those actions is going to happen.
Until someone loses their phone, to be honest.
Yeah. But then they log in on another device because it could go across any device. So that makes me start not doing the
Cloud-based,
work.
it's modernized, it's yeah, well, it's all the bells and whistles, isn't it?
It is, and it's again, that's the intent. It's the giving you everything in your power to get it right. Don't lose track of the things because we track them like this, and the process keeps us right. That's the power of it. That's just the process.
Then you can really track your performance metrics against that as well, rather than again with your notepad and pen. It's you can sit and write stuff down, look at things you did well, things you didn't do well. How am I keeping on track against this? When did I write that down again? I didn't write a date next to it. And it's with a digital tool, it's far easier to track your performance against yourself, to be honest, a lot of the time, and make sure that you're staying on track to what you need to be doing. And when did I allocate that task to myself again? How many outstanding tasks have I got? Can I stick a filter on that?
Yeah. Do I need some
It's
help?
much easier.
Yeah, and I think again, it's just good effective action management, but we've got it in such a digital format that allows people to do well by it. If you're self-regulating and managing your own workload, delegating that workload or bringing it back when you need help, that gets things done around the place. That makes a difference. And again, the ability to analyze. I always go back to one of the early trials we did, where you could see all of the different departments. You could see response times on actions. By quality team, engineering team, so on. And management on actions were particularly poor, and they stood out as being poor for a long time while that trial converted into kind of something else. And it was then interesting dialogue with the teams around who was getting actions done and who wasn't. So that was a great moment, seeing that it becomes powerful to work across all levels of a business to get the right actions done, so that nobody's really truly waiting for somebody to be embarrassed. People can just put their hand up and say, we're behind, we might need some support with this, including management.
It's ironic because one thing that we were talking about earlier today when we had a sales review meeting is at that front end sales process and progression along through the sales cycle with a new prospect or a new customer that we're trying to onboard, and we're scoping out the system with them. So something that always gets in the way is internal affairs at their end of the world. Obviously, it's we're not the only thing they're working on. We're one of the many things that an operations manager or an engineer, engineering manager or a shift manager might be working on. Or quality manager, all the kind of management staff that we deal with within a business that's involved, and all of those stakeholders that are involved in the project right at the front end when we're busy onboarding that customer. They're very busy people typically, all of those. And one thing that we try and do is once we're fully implemented, we help those with those things. But until that point, it seems a bit out of control. So it's very ironic that we're trying to help them fix the thing that's stopping them getting our software in. So it's you kind of just want to say to them, forget about that, drop it. Well, by the time we're in a few weeks' time, that'll be no bother. You stick it in the system, it's all right. But you can't do that.
Yeah, it's all those distractions, isn't it? I think that's the distractions stop you from really addressing the actions. So at least having the actions visible, these are your musts, these are mandated, these are part of a management process. These are the things that get things done, get things fixed, and get performance working. So it allows you to have those conversations to say, oh, excuse me, I've got these actions, I must follow through. And last week, the conversation took us to a metaphor of Indiana Jones, sort of running down that cave, I think, with a ball behind him and all of the daggers coming in the side and the spears and so on. I think that can be an operations guy's kind of life, day to day. So you've got to be able to sort of step into the side, do the right thing, get a hold of the right thing, and then move on again. Otherwise, the distractions will just always be there.
Yeah, I've just tried to Google some relative examples of high-level projects using digital tools. One thing that came up there is American Airlines. So apparently it says American Airlines used a portfolio of resource management tools to streamline overlapping their technology programs, and this improved visibilities, improved customer satisfaction and priorities, and that resulted in a multi-million-dollar positive impact. So there you go. Effective action management can make you millions of pounds, apparently.
Yeah, it's just hidden, isn't it? It's so that's great that they've done that study and found that this is value that they've created by managing their actions. Again, flip that the other way. Everybody who's not managing their actions effectively, you are probably costing the business hundreds of thousands of pounds or hours and hours of non-value adding time by not managing your actions effectively, and that makes it hard for everybody.
If you've got delays, you're not effective. You're not actioning those things in an effective manner. There might be errors along the way where you might have missed things that you didn't have actions allocated against. It's just an ultimate cost, isn't it?
It is, and I think it isn't easy to change. I think the first part of that is to recognize that it's going on, and is to find out actually what is it costing me? How does it feel around here, gang? And then we see people having those conversations, and they come to us, and of course we're providing the tool that can sit at the center of improvement. But I think there are also then consultants and coaches and individuals who can offer additional support. And internally, we talk to continuous improvement managers that are incredibly frustrated because they know what they want to change from. So it's a case of resetting, finding that voice again, finding the tool, and then taking yourself through that bit of support, knowing that actually this drops to the bottom line somewhere, this makes some real improvement. And then, of course, it affects workplace culture and how it feels day to day. If you've not got spreadsheets everywhere and you've not got clipboards kind of running off your desk, that's not a bad place to put people, Callum. And I think we mustn't forget that that's what we're doing for those early customers of ours.
Yeah, well, we're well past 10 minutes there for today. So I think if we finish off the episode, if I say, if you had to give somebody in manufacturing a bit of advice, and I said, how could they start using effective project and action management tools within their business more effectively? What would you say to them if they came to you with that question?
Oh, I think there's probably a level of maturity question there first, in terms of, are they literally on the bottom rung, are out of control? Get a little bit of help, get a little bit of support, somebody who can put something like the 3C system in, and help you just figure out how to put something on a whiteboard day to day, so that you're looking at concerns, the cause of them, and then the countermeasures and giving people some allocation so that there's accountability. But I think once that ball starts turning and you've got those basics covered, that's when it can get very hard managing a number of actions across a number of departments competing for time. You have to be able to prioritize, and I think that's when some of the digital tools like our action manager in SQCDP can really make a difference when you start to talk about volume or you talk about true accountability. No hiding place, whether you're a manager, whether you're a leader, whether you're in maintenance. God forgive the maintenance lads. They sometimes have a hard run of things, but everybody should at least be accountable in the same way, which means visibility and then an ability to speak freely about what's really going to get the job done.
Great, I think that covered it quite well. You missed one thing though.
Well, go on. What is it? I'm always there to be corrected.
Download SQCDP.
Download SQCDP. Did I not say the key message? Yeah, that's the one. Can we get that in the edit? No, let's leave this in. Let's leave this in. That'll be
that can be the title for the podcast. That one.
Yeah. Just download SQCDP. At some point that's it's just going to be the message of the podcast. Everything. Just download it. Just get the free plan. You go from there. Let's let people try that.
No, great. It's been another good one.
Yep. Thanks, Callum. Good stuff.
Cheers. Bye.